I am severely addicted to social media and I don't know what to do anymore. Please help, I'm desperate. You know, it's not often that people can actually recognize that they have a problem with social media. And it's even less often that people reach out for help. And in this video, I'm gonna go through a pretty sad example of someone who is chronically addicted to content consumption and how it's affecting their mental health and academic performance. Along with that, I'll also provide some of my own advice as someone who has been off social media for over 3 years. Hello everyone, I am 20 and I can say that I'm very much addicted to social media and my phone, and I pretty much fried my brain for the last 2 years. The thing is, before I was 18, my parents controlled and restricted my screen time and I only used my phone on summer break. But once I reached 18, it's like you unleashed a beast and I felt like I lost self-control. A lot of kids end up getting a phone or an iPad at like 12 or 13 or 14. So actually props to this kid's parents who have said, you're not having one until you're 18. But what that can do is it can build up a little bit of resentment because all her friends and family, all the siblings, for example, might have already had a phone or a tablet or some way of accessing social media. And so she will have felt left out and excluded from the group. And this means that when she's finally allowed to take up a phone and have social media, because she felt like she was missing out for so long, it can be an even larger rush of initial dopamine. My screen time can exceed 10 hours a day sometimes. I tried deleting the apps from the phone, but I reached out for my laptop and iPad instead. I used the website blocker and I found myself playing games or binge watching a TV show or a movie. It's like my brain would try to do anything besides sitting with its own thoughts. 10 hours a day is pretty rough. The average in the UK and America is 3 hours and 50 minutes per day. So 10 hours is roughly 3 times the average. This means without careful observation, she could potentially be looking at spending around 25 years of her life staring at her phone. And this isn't taking into account any of the other content she's watching on TV, laptop, tablet, etc. This is just purely for the social media side of it. And here we see the classic symptom of a dopamine-starved brain. You delete the social media off your phone, and so you naturally turn to fill in that void that 10 hours has now freed up in your life. And you go straight to Netflix or to Amazon Prime and you start watching films and TV shows. And then you get website blockers because you don't want to be doing this anymore. You got rid of social media for a reason and now you basically just replace that time with watching Squid Game season 3. And so you get a website blocker and you block Netflix. And then you get addicted to YouTube and then you block YouTube with more Chrome extensions. Basically just incapable of facing that void, the void that exists when you remove the input. See, the brain only has 2 modes. You have input and output. And throughout this girl's whole life, pretty much, she has been inputting. And your brain cannot have an input and an output at the same time. It can input and process information, but it can't output information when it's got an input. And so the brain is incapable of doing this. So she can't be bored. She can't be on her own. She can't just be with her thoughts. But the beauty is when you remove the input and you allow yourself to be in that bored, uncomfortable state where you have nothing to do, that is where your brain will start to work its magic and start outputting. And this is how you get writers and creators and artists. But before they can get there, they have to draw on the inspiration that's already in their brain. They can't do 2 things at once. It's like my brain would try to do anything besides sitting with its own thoughts. I reached a point where my phone addiction is seriously affecting my grades and my mental health. If anyone is reading this, please, I'm begging you for some help because I'm very desperate and feel very stuck. Again, it's pretty sad what the tech companies are willing to do to their target audience just to make a few extra quid. Literally ruin a young girl's life, education, mental health, also that they could just show her a couple hundred Facebook ads. Here's the first bit of advice I'm going to give you. When you go to pick up your phone or to turn on the TV or to open your laptop and you start typing in YouTube or Pornhub, ask yourself these 3 questions. What for? Why now? What else? So the what for, you're going to ask yourself every time you go to pick up your phone or turn on the TV. What for? Why am I about to do this? Why has my hand just, naturally gone into my pocket and pulled my phone out? Why has that happened? And then ask yourself, okay, well, is there a message you need to respond to? Is there a video you want to watch? Is there a question you want to ask ChatGPT? But if there's really no reason and your body has just instinctually gone to pick up your phone because you have this behavior that you've built where your brain anytime it gets marginally bored or uninteresting, it goes for this because this is the source of endless dopamine. And you can't answer the first question, then you put your phone away or you turn the TV off. Okay, but if you can answer that first question, let's say you want to actually, message someone, you need to send a text message. Okay, why now? Why have you got to send a text message now? Could it wait till later on? Is this a very crucial, time-critical thing that you need to do, or could you wait later? And if it is something, oh shit, I needed to text that person back, fuck, right, get your phone out, text them, and then ask yourself, what else? So once I've texted this person, I've done my objective, excuse me, which is to text this person, what else? Am I gonna go open the YouTube app? Am I gonna go open Instagram? Am I gonna open TikTok? And you need to just go through them 3 questions. And look, if you ask yourself these questions honestly and you say, what for? Well, because I'm bored and I want to watch a YouTube video. And then you ask why now? And you think, well, because I'm on the toilet having a shit. And then you ask, okay, what else? And then think, well, once I'm done on the toilet, I'll turn my phone off and I'll go do something else, like more productive. Great, that's fine. You at least you've answered the question and it's you that has the agency over that decision. Your phone didn't just call to you and you just, subdued to its addictive nature and just went ahead with going on your phone. You didn't let your phone control your life. You didn't let your phone take agency over what you're doing right now. You've gone through that 3-step process and you've come to the conclusion that this is the time to go on your phone. At least it's you that made that decision. It wasn't unconsciously made. The exact same methodology can be applied to things like gaming or binge watching TV. The next piece of advice I'm going to give is go for a walk and don't take any music with you. So go for a 20 to 30 minute walk and don't have an input. Here, look, the problem with this girl is she has inputs constantly, 10 hours a day. She can't be without inputs. She even says it herself. It's like her brain just can't be with her own thoughts. You need to force yourself into that situation. It's gonna be tough, but if you go for a walk and you don't take your phone with you, oh, I need it in case I need to contact anyone. No, you don't. If you're just walking outside of your house for 20 minutes, you don't need to take your phone with you. Just tell people, I'm going outside, I'm not taking my phone with me, so don't try and contact me. I won't answer, okay? Go for a walk, don't take any headphones, don't take anything, just go for a walk. And trust me, after 30 minutes, your brain will start to produce its own content. It's called daydreaming and it's free and you don't even need Wi-Fi. And once you can start daydreaming more often and thinking and imagining, then that is how you start to heal your dopamine levels. And over time, you become less reliant on content. Look, if you like this kind of content, then I'd really appreciate if you drop me a like and even consider subscribing to the channel for daily videos on this topic of helping you to get off social media and to have a better digital relationship. Go check out the top link in the description as well. Totally free school community, and you might find some stuff in there interesting. Okay, mate, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.